Hello, my name's Andy and I'm Gambling Addict. Last bet, 14th of April 2007. Hi guys, and welcome to my fortnightly live vlog around gambling addiction, my life and anybody else's. Hope everyone's been doing fine in the recoveries. If you had a slip, you go again. Keep fighting, keep listening, keep learning. You can make it. And well, I've had a particularly busy couple of weeks, safe to say. Been a bit crazy, very much a whirlwind, to be fair. First off, let's go back to what previous vlog really and what's happened since. I've had my 40th birthday weekend, which was absolutely fabulous time. Had by all. Had a nice quietish day on the Friday because everyone was my wife was at work and the kids were at school. So, but my mum and dad came down, come and saw me for a couple of hours, then came back, and we had like a couple of beers with my old man, and then a Chinese takeaway. Thank you for all your birthday wishes, very much appreciated. It was very nice. On the Saturday, enjoyed having a bit of a nice day there. Really, a bit more of an adult theme based day. Thanks, Steve. I'll be talking more about that in a moment. Appreciate that. And it was fantastic just to have a great day. I know Derby lost to Forest, but I couldn't really give a toss about that. Went out on the Saturday night, we had a private part of the bar roped off, and we danced, drank, laughed until early hours. A really good night. Wasn't hungover. I've grown up a bit, I think. So I couldn't spoil on the Sunday, so I was having a big family meal. So I went out for a really beautiful Sunday carvery in Derbyshire, a place called Cooper's Arms in Weston-on-Trent. Really lovely setting. Food was to die for. It was amazing. My sister made a massive chocolate cake for me. She's very good baker, and white chocolate obviously because I prefer white to milk chocolate. And I really appreciate it. It was amazing just to be with all my family and stuff. Mum and Dad brought me a lovely watch, and I got loads of cards, loads of well wishes again, and it was just a fabulous weekend really. I'm 40, it's just a number, end of the day. Not the only bit of news I've had over the last couple of weeks as well. The Thursday before my birthday, I decided to hand in my notice. Kuhn and Nagel, I love to bits, don't get me wrong. I've worked with them on and off for the best part 3-4 years. Made it up to a team leader from being an agency driver there, and I thank them enough for all the support they've given me with regards to my gambling addiction vlogs and what I do. They've let me have time off to go and do things, go to conferences and things like that, and do bits on the radio and bits on TV when there was a bit of gambling addiction news about. However, now the time is right, and I am so grateful for the opportunity. I'll be working for a company called Epic Risk Management, which I have mentioned on here quite a few times in my vlogs. And I'm actually going to be helping facilitate education, going around schools, delivering my story, delivering impactful education as well, and doing Q&A and things like that. I just can't wait to get started. It's humbling to be asked, and I want to thank Paul and the team for believing in me. Sometimes I need to believe in myself a bit more, but I'm getting there, and I am absolutely buzzing, and I'm going to be so amazing to get the chance to do this. It's one of my key passions. I firmly believe education is key to reducing gambling harm and lowering gambling addiction for me, especially you're talking to 13, 14, 15 year olds that need that help to understand, and if they do make a choice of having a gamble when they're older, maybe listen to something like my story or my new boss, Patch, his story. I've listened to a couple of his talks and they are so impactful. It's such a brave story how he tells it, and it's just amazing just to be involved in education side of things really. So yeah, I've had a really good crazy couple of weeks, but I can't wait to get started. I have got a week off this week, so I'll be milling around doing quite a lot of housework, actually practicing as well what I'm doing with regards to my role as well. It's important to hit the ground running for me, I suppose, without doubt. So it'd be nice to do that. I've let myself go a bit in terms of my fitness. I've had about 3-4 weeks off of running, so I'll be keen to get back on it tomorrow. I've been carrying a little bit of an injury, just like strain, like sore knees and stuff. I think that was more to do with the work I was doing at Coonagle more than anything, because you can be quite active there, to be fair. So bit of a health kick as well from tomorrow, because I've had a bad couple of weeks food wise and things, but it is what it is at the end of the day. Hope we can get a few people commenting on the vlog. That'll be amazing. Like I say, I'm over 12.5 years gamble free, and I can pinch myself where it's got me to. It's just unbelievable, and it'll be brilliant to just share a story to so many people. Thank you, Owen. Appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. Like I say, with the reaction I had to like getting the role was been amazing, especially like social media, Twitter and Facebook. That many well wishers and everyone saying this is an amazing thing and stuff. Thank you, Patrick. I really appreciate that. This is Patrick, who I'll be liaising and working, and he's gonna be like my boss, and I hope I won't let him down. I can't wait, mate. I really can't wait. I'm beaming, honestly, and I hopefully can hit the ground running, keep talking and stuff, and be amazing. Boys, just want to say hello.
Hello.
Hello. Goodbye then.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, clear off. But it was. But I just can't wait. And first, I was like, it's hard to keep me speechless, something, if you know what I mean. So scary how addictions get to young people these days. Yeah, I can relate to that. A lot of people who message me for support, lads under 25. I did a podcast for a uni student last week in Derby. I basically doing my story and what my beliefs are and things like that, taking responsibility and etc. Quite gentle, really. And it was I had to share, and he was telling me off air that quite a few his mates gamble. They're at uni, and they think it's just a fun thing to do all the time. And 99% of the time it is, but it always can catch that one person you never think happened to you. And we're so good at hiding it, aren't we? Thank you, Katie. I really appreciate that. It'd be lovely to see you soon. Hopefully. Hope you'll be vlogging still and keep cracking on with them, because there's hardly any female voices out there really. So you've got you, Katie, you've got Kelly, who does stuff as well on Twitter and campaigns and things like that. So more the merrier for me, and I think there's Mish as well off Twitter as well, who does bits and bobs, who opens up and talks as well, which is good. Yeah, I see a bit more representation in women who have fought back and got themselves better, got themselves into a better place with regards their life, with regards their mental health. I've been volunteering again the last week or two. As a few people know, I volunteer for a thing in Derby called the Night Bus, which actually isn't a bus. Quite a few people get confused by that. It's like a place where you go and on a Friday and Saturday night, when there's not many mental health services about between the hours of, like late at Friday night or Saturday night into the early hours, and we're like a drop-in centre. So if anybody ever wanted like a bit of a chat, get something off the chest, bit of quiet, just a bit of company really around the Derby area. If you want to come from like anywhere around the Midlands, come down. Just have an hour there, cup of tea, coffee. Volunteers amazing as well. All we do is listen and talk to you, give you a bit of a G up, just try and get that smile back, just keep on listening really. And it's great to do it really, and it's nice to interact with many people, and we have a bit of a game of cards and stuff, play take two. I think the rules change every single week, because I don't tend to really win half the time. Well, that was the story of my life when I played cards, wasn't it really? But yeah, I'm looking forward to this week. I having the week off. Like I say, I'm going to do a lot of fitness work, get myself ticking over again, because I need to. Like I say, I have been a bit lazy with it, and there's no excuses. I need to crack on with my running again and just get fitter and fitter, because I enjoy being fit. I enjoy that running. I enjoy switching off, and most of the time I run with no music in my ears, and gather your thoughts. That half hour, 40 minutes, I run a bit of a run, and it clears my mind. It's good for me, good for my health as well. As I say, knocking on there at 40, but I'm going to continue doing my half marathons, being silly and stuff like that. I've got to pick a new charity for next year. I've got one or two in mind. I don't know where I'm going to do it yet or anything, but it's been great to raise money for the Padley Centre this year in Derby, who look after the homeless and people with mental health issues, etc. And I think I raised over 850 quid or something for them, predominantly through the Freddie Mercury costume, which was fantastic to do. But I'm looking at running again. I'm probably going to try and do a couple of half marathons next year instead of just keep doing the one. I've not got in the London Marathon, and I find it quite hard probably to raise as much as 1,500, £2,000 for a charity place. I don't think I could afford to do it if I fell short of the charity target. So I won't be probably running the marathon. I'm probably getting a bit old for that anyway, but half marathon's my distance. I'll probably do one or two little 10Ks and stuff. Nice to see you watching No Bet November. I'm just going to give him a bit of a plug as well. It's a bit of initiative on Twitter where you're doing a thing for 30 days, gamble free. Anyone can try it if you're struggling, if you're not, and it might give you food for thought if you think you've got a problem with gambling as well. So it's a great little initiative by him. So give him a bit of a follow on Twitter, No Bet November, and I've been interacting with him once or twice, and very nice person. Yeah, all good. What am I going to say? I've not really got a lot more else to say really, but I'm going to crack on and talk about any ways, bits of signposting and stuff, trying to get help, especially in the early days. Make it as hard as possible for you to gamble. Keep your recovery as simple as you can. Not like asking the what ifs and what this and what that, and try and look forward as much as you can. Your past is gone. It's gone. It's out there. It's gone. And I'm not going to lie, I struggled those first 6, 12, 18 months about the what ifs and what if I did that, what if I did this, but that's when I was getting the urges as well. Hi Trevor, very nice comment there, no bets, no regrets, that's good. But yeah, I just try to crack on with my life, try and put all them negative thoughts away, think positively. I've gone past my anger, early doors. I've let all that go. It's not my legacy anymore. My legacy is going forward, looking great in recovery, looking after my wife, looking after my kids, feeding them, making sure they've got a roof over their head, have a nice holiday every year, have a running car. They're all my normal things. They're the things I strive for, and they're the things I've got through working hard, taking responsibility, being open and honest and raw with what I believe in, what my beliefs are. And I think going forward and thinking positively all the time, you're going to keep staying away from that bet, one day at a time. That's where I need to be, really. All I can do is talk about my recovery. I can't do it for anybody else. So if you are struggling, open up. Talk. For me, opening up and talking to somebody, best thing ever. I think when I obviously opened up to my wife, and that was, obviously I got caught out, so I had to say it, but I'm glad I had to say it, so to speak. I don't want anyone to get to the stage where I got to. Opening up, talking about your urges, talking about, look what I've done here. If you feel it's wrong, tell them it's wrong. Look, I've done something. Even when you had a slip, for me, telling them, be the best thing. As you say, Steve, one bet is too many for a compulsive gambler, and 1,000 is not enough. Take away from that first bet again is key. Couldn't agree more. Make it as difficult as you can to gamble. Get on the GamStop, get on the Gamban apps. These will really help you in your early stages. They will they will block all your online gambling and make it difficult for you to gamble. So if you get that urge, it's there for you. But I'd rather you talk about it. That's the best thing. As Owen says, you can't gamble online with GamStop. You cannot. Put all your correct details in, and you can't. Put as much time and effort into your recovery as you did when you was gambling. As you correctly say, Steve. I do have a lot of people who do message me and say, oh, it didn't work for me, this didn't work for me. But there's other alternatives. Obviously, people know my story. I went to GA, and safe to say it saved my life. A lot of people absolutely adore it, love it, go every week. Some people go every couple of weeks. Some people say, no, it's not for me, it's not for me, and stuff. There's GamCare, there's other counselling in the UK, Beacon, there's Gordon Moody, Break Even. Those are places where you can get some help for gambling addiction. NHS clinics, the one in Leeds and the one in London as well. And obviously I forgot about talking about that as well. It was a pleasure for Derby County. It was nice to Derby County to put that up during Responsible Gambling Week. My Leeds NHS video, put it up on their website, put it up on their Twitter and Facebook as well, and I've had quite a few people since message me for help and advice and stuff like that. So it's impactful. So I thank the club for doing that, and thanks to them to helping out the NHS clinic really, because they'll get more referrals and stuff after a while. Yeah, I've just missed your bit then. Sorry, no, that November he's trying to tweet me at the same time, so I do apologise. Yeah, the urge to gamble does decrease over time. After 12 months, for me, 12 to 18 months, it started to decrease. Everyone knows my famous Boxing Day story, where I paid for 20 quid for a Chinese and got rid of the money out of the house so I didn't gamble. Everyone knows that. It's quite a little classic little line, and I'm sure that might pop up in some talks when I do end up being full time with the role I'm doing. But yeah, with regards making it as simple as possible, your recovery. Coming about, if you get those emails and stuff, I know it sounds easy for me to say. I hit unsubscribe. I've not had no gambling emails for years and years and years. They do turn them off for me. There is TPS online as well. I'm not sure if it's got the email facility on it anymore. It's like telephone preference service, but it definitely stop the text messages. All you have to do is put your phone number in, and after 28 days all the marketing will cease to exist. That's another thing, for completely free, and puts your mind at ease. I did it and I started receiving nothing. I received nothing. I don't get no good. I know I'm a long way down in recovery, but when I did that, when I found out about that about 6-7 months into my recovery, I did it, and I had no more gambling emails, no more text messages asking me to come back in and things like that. It had all gone. Like I say, we're keeping it simple. For me, trying to Google for sites and things like that, and what ifs, and trying to test the waters and things like that. Why keep the lion cage door open? Keep it firmly closed. Why keep going back? Because you keep getting that going back thing in your head, and then that cycle starts again, thinking £2, £10. Before you know it, you're on a payday loan. Then you're on 2, then you're on 3, then you're on 4. And you probably lie to get that money, and you've got no way to pay it back. it's critical to actually take responsibility. Fess up, for me. I had to own up. I had to talk. It took me 3 months to fully stop, because I was trying to stop from January 2007. And obviously I went 6 weeks without a bet from my day of my last bet. But once I opened up and talked, life did get better. It might have been an absolutely horrific reaction for me at the start, but that's where it improved from day one. Then my life started to improve. It takes hard guts, takes hard work. Nothing simple. It is hard work, and it has to come from us. It has to come from the individual to make that want to stop. Get that GamStop, get that online Gamban app. There's all sorts, Gamblock, got their multi-operator self-exclusion system as well. If you do that for your peace of mind as well, get your photo ID in, get that central exclusion. For me, it's vital that you try not to test the waters. Why test the waters? Why, if you're walking past a bucket to test that, if you can see if you're self-excluded or if you're self-excluded or not, to see if you're going to get challenged. For me, you're walking into lion's den. I've not set a foot in a bucket since I gambled. And no intention of sitting in front of a bookmakers. Why would I? Because it's like my kryptonite. I don't want it. I know it sounds very cliche and things, and every time I had that urge at the start, I thought about my family. I had Joel, who was very young, was still a baby, and grew up being a toddler, and I was still getting these urges and things and all that lot. I would have ruined life all over again, ruined my relationship with Becky. If I gambled again, Becky would have finished with me, no doubt. She'll probably never understand what I'm feeling, what I'm going through, but she could tell when I'm in a good mood, tell when I'm in a bad mood and things and all that lot. As I say, it's imperative to talk. I found out a couple of weeks ago, I was at I've gone to the Chesterfield GA meetings, and I think Steve told me, and so talking to another guy called Mick, and he's on my Facebook, and he's quite brazen, quite wide open with his gambling addiction recovery. And it broke my heart to read a post the other day, him talking about this gentleman who passed away. He killed himself, committed suicide, because he couldn't hack being a gambler. He didn't feel like he could recover. Yeah, as you say, Steve, it hit hard. And when I read about it and talked, I was absolutely gutted, and it really hits home what you leave behind. It's so hard. This addiction can get you so many places. I don't think, and if Patch is still on here now, and share a bit of his, he was 3 minutes away from killing himself. I hope he don't mind me saying that, but he got his out. He found his brother, and he's here to tell the tale, and he's passionate as me. He's so passionate about the education and talking to children and talking about his story and opening up, being brave and showing the signs and giving kids that choice. Look, this is what could happen if you do gamble. Give them that education that they need, because we talk about the dangers of drugs, talk about the dangers of alcohol, talk about the dangers of smoking and STIs. I can't tell people what to do. No one can tell you what to do. I can't tell the general public this and that. People don't like it when you say just don't gamble, just don't do this, just don't do that. Imagine me telling that to loads of children, because most of the time, some of you have got children probably now, don't do this. More often than not, they're going to rebel and do it. Give them that education, give them that informed choice, and I think that helps a hell of a lot in reducing gambling harm. And I think it will help us understand more about how children probably react to people who have got gambling addiction as well. Might be interested in studying it and be getting educated in it and things like that. And I think that's I would say the way forward. Get education on the school agenda, and we go a long way into reducing gambling harm in this country, and hopefully around the world. That's why I see it for me personally. Been going about 25 minutes now. It's been great to have a lot of people on, 7 or 8. It's not as many as I usually have on, but it's great. It's nice to see people having a bit of a chat. Please drop your social media tags in, if be it Twitter or whatever. Keep networking. Talk to as many people as you can. As you say, left his son behind who was 5. That's so devastating news. I'm sorry. I've heard that, Steve. I really have. IJK, yeah, the new job. I'm working for a company called Epic Risk Management. So if you want to have a bit of a Google, have a look at the website and see what they do. I'll be working around as an education facilitator, so delivering gambling harm education to state schools mainly. Talking about my story, giving Q&A and things like that, so it'll be great. Thank you, JK, and brilliant on the 4 months as well. That's a fantastic achievement. Yeah, with what Epic do, they've gone into like quite a lot of professional sports and done stories as well. Because we've got quite a few guys who are ex-sportsmen, CEOs and ex-banker. So we've done quite a lot in the financial sector, quite a lot in the professional sports sector. They do have a deal where they go and talk to all 72 English Football League clubs, from first team to coaches, and that's quite a good watch as well. See their professional sports people really interacting and realising that, oh, it could be one of us. So yeah, Epic are a really good company, and hopefully my career takes off with them. And as I say, all I can say is thank you for believing in me. You know how passionate I am about this. I am going to go now. Thank you for everyone that's come on tonight. Thank you for all your well wishes over the last couple of weeks, be it my birthday, Derby County releasing the video, and also the new job as well. Hi Luke, let's have a look. How do you feel when you think about what meth gambling got you? I used to think it's done, I can't change it then, but now something. For me, as I say, I've got to leave it behind, Luke. I've got to leave it behind. I used to think it's done, I can't change it, but there you go. As you say with the debt only goes one way. Every day you don't gamble, it's going to go down. Bizarrely, Luke, it's the least of my worries nowadays, the debt. I've still got debt, I've still got about 6 grand off the debt. I'm still paying it off at a slow rate. It'll get paid off when it needs to be paid off, but I live quite a comfortable life with my wife and 3 kids, but I work hard for what I do, if you know what I mean. You deserve it, mate. Thank you, Owen. Acceptance, it's a process and takes time. Precisely, acceptance is key. It takes months and months, maybe even years, but you will get there, I promise you. Right, I am going to go now. Thank you for everyone who was tuning in, I really appreciate it. My name's Andy, and I'm Gambling Addict. Last bet, 14th of April 2007. Bye guys and girls.